Feels like a drum roll Wednesday. That's what it feels like. A church prep drum roll Wednesday. We're going live on all the channels. Let's get it going. Push buttons. Here we go. Pushing that button. Is it pushed? It is pushed. All right. Thanks for putting up with me on that. Here we go. How about we run the intro and get everything started? You know what? There's no dilly-dallying around here. It's time to roll it. Good evening. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Church Prep with MWD Wednesday Drumroll. I am Mark W. Douglas. Let's start things off with a prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Happy Wednesday, drum roll. It's now time to introduce the Song of the Week's backstory. That's right. The backstory of how I wrote this amazing song. And you know the name of the song, right? Do you know the name of the song? It's called Palm of Your Hand. Excuse me. So here we go. Backstory. One of my favorite oldies. It's an oldie. Do I have oldies? I got oldies. I've been writing for 30 years. So I got oldies in my backpack. This is definitely an oldie. And one of my favorites, palm of your hand, ask and it will be given, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be opened to you. This is one of the very first verses that I learned as a child. We'll be talking about the scripture verses on Friday. But when you've memorized a song or a verse, and me and my sisters, we memorized a lot of verses. We went to this type of church where it was like a drill. It was fun. It was a drill. And it was not anything like school. It was interactive, and it was a drill, and they would say the verse in a drill format, and then you just learn it. And maybe this was one of them. Ask, and it will be given. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will be open unto you. And let's see. Let's take a look at some of the lyrics here. You know, just kind of emptying that out into the chorus, hold me in the palm of your hand, adding, mixing a couple verses together. When I am weak, you are strong. It really just reminds me when I do the Bible and when we do the Bible days on Friday and we do this backstory, it just reminds me of just being in church. Those are the days. If anybody doesn't know, the younger generation really doesn't understand what it was like to be in church. What was church like back in the day? I never thought it would be back in the day because it was normal time. But now it's back in the day, right? And now we look back. Maybe do we look back at those days, and we kind of wish for those days? Could we bring them back? But, man, I loved hymns. I think that's another thing that I've never really talked about is just the passion that I have when I'm writing my music. It's just the love of hymns, And the other day I went to Spotify and I looked up, instrumental, maybe piano hymns playlist, and I found one. Oh, my goodness. And I listen to it all the time. And it's just piano, so no words. And of course, I would say 90% of them, 95% of them, I'm singing the words to the verses and singing the words to the chorus. I just pick up on it immediately. And it's just such a relaxing feeling that I have when I'm listening to those. And so, I think my love of hymns is what made me want to write music, maybe. who knows, not really having an idea that maybe they would be played at church. That actually was never in my thought. When you do something like write music, there is no idea on how it's ever going to be presented to anybody. You just want to write a song. At least that's the way it is for me. I can't ever think of a song besides just wanting it to land, on everyone's ear. I'm thinking about how a song and a lyric could land on a person's ear that was across the country. Obviously speak English because it's written in English. But someone who can understand English, how is that going to land on their ear? How does this song land for the struggle or the triumph that you're going through? So palm of your hand, and that's what it is. Ask and it will be given. How we need to seek and find, knock on the door. Trying to think about what made me write this song. I love the bridge. I wanted to talk about the bridge for a second. Let's see if I can pop over there. So the bridge says, just like sheep in the fold, don't know which way to go to be complete, yet so unique. He just wants to hear you say, oh man, I loved coming up with that. I just love coming up with that. Everything about this song has the most amazing chord progression. Like the last song, it's just so amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you missed it, you got to go back and listen to it. I released it on Sunday, the 15th song. It's my last. I should mention, by the way, I haven't mentioned, but something is weird with my podcasts that are going out for Sundays. They should be out there. They should be on Spotify. They're on Apple, but for some reason they're not on Spotify. But anyway, the podcast on Spotify, Sunday Jam is not popping up there, but that's okay. They're doing their best with the computers, so maybe they'll work out the glitch. I'm sure it's happening for other people too. But the bridge, just like sheep in the fold. So think about us. We're a bunch of sheep in a fold. Do you ever feel that way? If we're in the right fold, are you in the right fold? Who's your shepherd, right? Who's your shepherd? He talks about this in the 10 Commandments. What's that commandment, right? You shall have no other gods before me. So if you have other gods before God, then you might be in the wrong fold, right? You have to just it's just easy, right? Let's just make it simple. And what do they say? Oh, this is a good little rabbit hole to go down. What do they say? What do they say is your God? Well, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where your treasure is. Where's your treasure? You know where your treasure is? Have you thought of it? Do you know where your treasure is? Other people can see it, right? Sorry to tell you. Sorry to let you in on this little information here, but whether you like it or not, everyone can see where your treasure is because that's where you're spending all your money. That's where you're spending all your time. That's where you're spending all your brain power. That's where your treasure is, and that's where your heart is, and that's the fold that you're in. When I say fold, I mean just like sheep in the fold. And the fold is the container, the pen. But they call it a fold, I'm pretty sure. At least in the Bible, I think they call it a fold. If they don't call it a fold, I guess I wrote it wrong. I have to go look it up now. Come on, I'm second guessing myself. Just like sheep in the fold. Don't know which way to go. Even in the fold, do sheep know where to go? If it's a big fold, maybe. Not maybe, actually maybe. But for the most part, not very smart. But they sure know who that shepherd is. They sure know about that shepherd dog, don't they? And the shepherd with that hook. Get over here. Do the right thing. And shape up. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here where it's safe. I'm trying to help you here. But if I have to, I'll go out on my own. And I will find you and I will bring you back. I'll pick you up and I'll bring you back. That's another good visualization of how sometimes, when the shepherd walks half a day to go find you, You think he's just going to let you walk back? He's going to pick your butt up and he's going to carry you back. He ain't got time for zigzagging on the way back. He already spent half a day looking for you. I think he's just going to pick you up, put you over his shoulders, carry you back. I don't know how they do it, actually. Some sheep enthusiasts out there, shepherd enthusiasts out there, let me know how they do it. I assume they could hold them in their arms, but that gets kind of heavy. But I think I've seen depictions of a shepherd putting a sheep over his shoulders and walking that sheep back to the fold, back to the rest of the sheep. This may be a good time to just kind of tap you on your shoulder. And is it Mark? Is it Mark that's going to tap me on the shoulder and get me right today, get me straight, get me straightened out? I never thought it would be Mark. Oh, I can't allow that. I can't allow that. It's got to be someone else. Somebody that doesn't, I don't know, fill in the blank. Somebody that I don't feel so bad about when I get convicted. Or is it going to be Mark? Yeah, it might be Mark. Because what I just said is so true, right? Who is your shepherd? You got lots of shepherds. Where is your treasure? Where is your heart? Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And that's where you are. That's where you are. You're spending your money on blank. You're spending your love on blank. You're spending your time on blank. Where's your treasure? Pray to God that it's family and helping the family do right by God. Do right, doing right. Have you stopped telling somebody that's important to you what right is? You stopped doing that? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you stop telling someone who's clearly not walking the right path? Why would you not tell them you're on the wrong path? You're on the wrong path. Join me over here. I just want you to know and love you're on the wrong path. And that's what's called discipleship. Ta-da! Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, it's door number 1. It's door number 2. It's door number 3. It's all 3 choices. Let's open the curtains and guess what you win? Discipleship. You discipleship with your mom and dad, with your children's, with the grandkids, with your grandparents. Can the kids disciple their parents? You better believe it, you darn tootin'. So discipleship. Let's get it on. Let's do some discipleship. Let's get serious. Let's make it happen. So, I'm so glad and I'm so thankful. I don't say this enough, but I should say it. And it just reminded me again. I mean, I have to pinch myself since show 0, show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 11. I have to pinch myself how thankful I am right now, sitting right here. If you don't understand it, if you don't get it, I will tell you. This is the most amazing time of my life. I don't know if I've ever been more satisfied and thoroughly like in nirvana, if you want to call it that. I have to pinch myself. I can't believe this is real. I'm a songwriter and I get to share my songs with the world. I just think it's just amazing. Whether people accept it or not, that's not up to me. That's up to the Holy Spirit working in those people. That's not up to me. Then it matters nothing. What matters is that I'm obeying God. God told me to do it. I'm obeying Him. I'm going to obey Him. And I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do everything in so much joy and so much thankfulness and so much harmony with the Holy Spirit inside of me. So being able to just sit here on a Monday and play 5 of my songs, and Wednesday 5 of my songs, and it's unreal, because everything about the song, from the title to the words to the music and then the melody, right? Everything about the song, to the chords, obviously the music, but all the chords, every detail, every minute, right? I wrote it. Like, wow, you got more than one. You got 120. it's just like, sometimes I think it's like, we know when you, especially after 30 years, you know, and some of this right here, I probably wrote it 25 years ago. And, you know, I just finished it up last December 2022. You can see there on the dates, but my dates are wrong on this one. But the idea that, it feels surreal because it's like, I wrote that at some point in my life. I sat down and I beat that out. And I've always been really good at keeping notes, keeping lots of tabulation, if you want to call it tabulation, but lots of notes about all my music. And some of the time it's really scary because I'll remember, before all this technology and even a cell phone that you have in your pocket, I was writing songs and I had to memorize those melodies. So if you have a melody, any melody, you have to play the song over and over. And I'm telling you, this has happened before. And maybe one night goes by, you go to sleep, and then you wake up the next morning and you can't remember the exact melody. You remember the melody, but not everything about the melody. And it scares the mess out of you, right? It scares you so much. And you're just like, oh, I missed it. And that was everything about that melody was perfect. And I don't want to forget it. So then I used to have a little recorder or something. Record everything, record that melody, even if it didn't have any words, and then get back and go, yeah, that was it. Because it was on tape. Oh man, thank God for tape. So yeah, a little bit behind the scenes there. But everything about this song, oh goodness, is just about trying to be in the palm of his hand, trying to be in his fold. But also understanding, like, we don't know which way to go. We want to be complete. There's the bridge. We want to be complete. We want to be unique. And God's cool with that. I truly believe he wants us to be unique. He wants us to be complete. But he also just wants to hear you say, hold me in the palm of your hand. Meaning, in essence, what is that? Meaning, in essence, that I give my life to you. I submit myself to you. Salvation. There's the other one. We've got discipleship and salvation. But I submit myself to you. That's it. And he's not going to hold you in the palm of your hand if you haven't submitted yourself. And this is where so many people are so twisted about Christianity, right? Everybody can't be a Christian, right? It'd be great, but then why doesn't your life show it? Why doesn't your world show it? Well, that's because they're not. It's empirical evidence. It's evidently true that it's impossible. You can't just say you're a Christian. Well, that's what they do these days now, but you just really can't. You really can't. So how do we separate the wheat from the tares? How do we separate that? We start to talk and we ask questions. Yes, even to the people that are blabbing about being a Christian, even to me. Hit me up, right? That's okay. And start asking me a question. Where is your treasure, Mark? Well, you don't even have to ask that. You can see what's going on around here, right? And so you might ask another question. When did you give your life to the Lord? I got a little cat out of the bag here. The next song, song 12, is going to be, this song, I don't want to underestimate palm of your hand, but the next song is going to be just maybe the creme de la creme of my life. But I know it's not, because then the next one, whatever, let me see what the next one is. But it's going to talk about salvation like you've never seen, like you've never heard. And again, what I consider the best song that's ever been written about salvation. But sometimes I think about that on every single one of these. But like I said, not to diminish anything, but I just can't wait for that next week, which will be week 12. I don't want to give anything away. But what are we doing here? We're trying to work things out. How do we figure this out? Do we just mind our own business and stay locked in our house and mind our own? It's none of my business what you do, Mark. You're on that side of the street. Well, guess what? That doesn't work. That just doesn't work out. It just doesn't. How is that working out for us? Bump. Where's that button? Bump. It doesn't work. Minding our own business. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't work. It's the connections that we're making. It's the discipleship that we're constantly doing. It's the constant being your brother's keeper, setting your brother and sister up for success, right? We could do it with our families, and I know that that could be a failure too, right? But we could also do it with our church family, right? Maybe we start there. Clean out the church. Clean it out. Yeah, we're going to lose some people. Yeah. But we got to clean it out. I've got a whole thing about that, we're going to get to that. Don't you worry. The 3 things that are going to cure the church. Oh, it's not going to be a very big, it's going to be a big, and it's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, but it's right there in the scriptures. It's okay. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. Palm of your hand. Hey, you know what? I think it's time. That's good. I really feel like I hit everything about that. I want to say one last thing about writing this song and the story behind this song. And that is the last line of the chorus, okay? And that says, change in me for the world to see. I was having trouble for the longest time finishing this song and really comprehending and understanding what I wanted the song to say. And then one day, I got that last lyric, change in me for the world to see, after having written it and letting it sit here for such a long time. So what I do is I've got these huge, you've already seen them, I showed you in Zero, 2 huge encyclopedias, A through M and N through Z, huge, double-sided in plastic. And I would just go for hours and just play all of them. I couldn't do it in one setting, of course. But if I ever maybe make a little change, I would pull that piece of paper out and make the change, put it back in the paper, and go, is it finished now? You know, like maybe you're a painter, right? And you've got a bunch of paint, and I don't know, maybe you just feel like it's you've got this collection of paintings, but they're just not done. You know they're not done. You don't know how, but you'll know it when it's done. So you pull it back out, you get your paint, and you just stare at it and you go, it needs this. And maybe, who knows, maybe that canvas hasn't been painted on in 20 years. That's how I finished this song. And so, yes, change in me for the world to see. Ooh, that's a big prayer, isn't it? So hold me in the palm of your hand. When I am weak, there you are strong. Hold me in the palm of your hand. Change in me for the world to see. Okay, I think it's time for a 5-song concert. Let's back this thing up a little bit. We are going to back it up, I think, to, I've got it in my mind. I think it might be, yes, Proverbs 1. So this will be my my number 1 song of the week, which was week number 1. And we get to start with there today, perchance. So let me just do a couple things here and grab my guitar. Proverbs 3:3-6. This is, speaking of a song that might be like a hymn. This is kind of like a praise song. Don't think I meant it that way when I wrote it, but yeah, I never really think about what the song is going to be. I just write it and see what's the feel of it. How am I going to, what's the feel of it? How am I going to play this song? But yeah, I think this is a praise song. It really doesn't have a bridge on purpose. Never really. And I thought about it when I copyrighted this one. Should it have a bridge? I'm like, no, I like it the way it is. I really do. I like it the way it is. Not every song has to have a bridge and an intro and an outro and all that. Here we go, friends. Let's jam to Proverbs 3:3-6. Am I pushing the right button? Yes, I did. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on your heart, the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your understanding. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Ooh, and lean not on your understanding. Oh, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will lead you home. Let love and faithfulness never leave you, never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on your heart, the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor, ooh, and a good name in the sight of God and man. Ooh, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. Oh, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will lead you home. Ooh, you better trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. Ooh, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. Ooh, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will lead you home. Oh, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will lead you home. You know He's going to do it. He's going to lead you home. Ready for you. Let's see, ready for you. Got 5 songs tonight. I'm loving every minute of it. No, wrong key. There we go. Ready for you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 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 Are you really ready? I know that you're ready for me, and it makes me wanna be. It makes me wanna be ready for you. All over again and again and again for you. Again and again. It makes me wanna be ready for you. I see that you're ready for me, and it makes me wanna be. It makes me wanna be ready for you. All over again and again and again for you. Again and are falling. Mercies are true. The light of the darkness shining right through. Your blessings are falling. Your mercies are true. The light of the darkness is shining right through. Your blessings, your mercies, the light is shining right through, right through, right through, all right through. I pray that you're ready for me. You've made me wanna be. You've made me wanna be ready for you. All over again. Yeah, yeah. And again and again and again and again and again. And again for you. Again. And again. It makes me wanna be ready for you. Woo! 2 down. Ready for you. What a hit. What a hit. What a joy. Oh, the family was saved. This is a heavy song. This right here. It's such a wonderful song. The family was saved. It just pushes you straight to the joy of the family and God all together. There once was a mother who loved her children. She was crazy, hazy, head over heels in love with them. There was a father who loved his babies. He would play with them, pay for them, be everything, in love with them. Bless this mother, bless this father, bless these children and this home. She ran out of the sugar, he worked to the bone, and they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. He kissed on the mama, she loved on the kids, and they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. There's papas and memas, papaws and grannies. Their babies have babies, and what we've got is a family. A family together, a family forever. We walk with them, talk with them, hold them tight, in love with them. Bless this mother, bless this father, bless these children and this home. She ran out of the sugar, he works to the bone. And they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. He kissed on the mama, she loved on the kids. And they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. We were all torn up, listening to the sound of the phone. Babies crying. Ooh, we got down on our knees and we say, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Bless this mother, bless this father, bless these children and this home. She ran out of the sugar, he worked to the bone. They prayed, 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 and the family was saved. He kissed on the mama, she loved on the kids. And they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. When she ran out of the sugar, he worked to the bone. And they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. He kissed on the mama, and she loved on the kids. And they prayed, 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 and the family was saved. And the family was saved. Yes, it was. It was saved. You. What number are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you is going to be number 4. Got 2 more songs. Got to switch guitars. We're going to switch. Alrighty. You. How we doing out there tonight? We having a good hump day Wednesday? Wednesday. Is it hump day for some of y'all, or is it later in the week that's actually hump day for you? I'd have to say maybe Thursday for me, since I get off after Saturday. As Saturday is coming to an end. The end of the day Saturdays. Whew. I guess maybe Thursday's my hump day. Here we go. You, everybody, you. You found me when I ran, and you carried me through that sand, and Lord, I could run but I couldn't hide, build a wall with my foolish pride, but you knew me. I was lost without you when you called my name. And that's the joy you give to me. You make me all I ever am, and you give to me all that I have, and you are that life that lives in me, and oh, you. You led me through my pain, and you saved me when you took my place, and Lord, I could run but I couldn't hide, try to hold everything inside, but you knew me. I was lost without you when you called my name, Mark. And that's the joy you give to me. You make me all I ever am, and you give to me all that I have, and you are that life that lives in me, and oh, you. Oh, you. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you. Oh, you make me all I ever am, and you You are that life that lives in me and you. Oh, you. You, you, you. Beautiful. One more, and that'll be 5 for our Wednesday. Drum roll. This is actually done if you want to go download any of these songs, 1 through 5. Well, actually, 1 through 11 are available. 1 through 11. Today's 11. 1 through 10 are available on MWDHQ.com because those are the ones I released. That's right. You can go download the demo. This song is on there. And so when I'm doing the vocal on the intro here, it's really a guitar that I wrote in there. But I'm doing the vocal on the guitar. Adds a little something to it. Great intro. Lots of layers. When you're one person, you just layer that thing on up there. You layer that song up there. Layer it up there in the vocals and in the guitars. 5 different guitars, 5 different vocals, bass line, maybe a little keys in there. But this show is just one guitar, one voice, and a little bit of reverb. How you like that? Denial ain't a river in Egypt, and help won't tear you apart. You're gonna wait until tomorrow, and that's no time to start. But you know there's no time like today, and your recovery is just a moment away. You can tell him and he'll take it away. Yeah, there's a process that starts with admitting today your recovery is just a moment away. The path gets a little rocky as hardship finds your way. Wisdom seems a mystery, and courage hard to say. And God says, when I am weak, there He is strong. And your recovery is just a moment away. You can tell Him and He'll take it away. Yeah, there's a process that starts with admitting today your recovery is just a moment away. You're here because of a reason, and God makes no mistake. He wants you in the family to celebrate today. Your miracle is on its way, and your recovery is just a moment away. You can tell Him and He'll take it away. Yeah, there's a process that starts with admitting today your recovery is just a moment away. Yeah, there's a process that starts with admitting today your recovery's just a moment away. Ah, yes, it is a moment away. Got to admit. All righty. 5-song concert. How about that? Oh, hip. Sometimes can't do that. Sometimes. Let's do the crossing. Can we do the crossing of the legs? Not tonight. Not going to happen. Oh, too much squats when I was younger. Okay. Hey, anybody out there? Do you want to learn more about this show? I do have stuff in the description if you're on Facebook and YouTube and Rumble. But everything else, yeah, you're just going to have to go to MWDHQ.com and check it out. But yeah, I'm on the channels and I'm on the podcast. Go check it out. Church prep there. But check out the description. Remember to subscribe to this channel and like the video, but subscribe, everybody. Just give me a little subscribe there so you can see more of this content. It's going to be happening 4 times a week. Monday drum roll, Wednesday drum roll, Friday drum roll. We're drum rolling what? You going to church. And then Sunday jam happens as you're getting ready for church. Ooh, you like that? You like that? I like it too. Join me as I prep you for church and explore the significant meanings of salvation and discipleship. Become a Christian. If you're already a Christian, begin to walk the talk, okay? Strengthen your walk with God. Get inspired by what I'm saying. Pass it on as you begin to challenge your friends and family with your words and actions. Be a better son, daughter, father, mother, granddad, grandmother, neighbor, friend, leader, and follower. Time is ticking. Do you see this? I don't wear a watch, but time is ticking. What are you waiting for? Be better. Be better. Be a better person. Seriously, be better. How do you do that? You learn to walk with God. You're going to walk with God. He's going to help you. A little closer walk with God. There's a song on that. Just a closer walk with thee. Remember that song? I tell you, man, these hymns, right? That's my theme tonight. There's tons of hymns. Tons of hymns that are just always popping into my head. All right, what's your story? What's your reaction to what I'm saying? You can email me on MWDHQ.com, the connect page. Did you know that? All right, I'd like to hear what your story is. I'd love to share it if you want me to share it. And I'd like to hear yours. So I have a couple questions for you tonight. So now we enter the time of the show where we do a little challenging. So for 24 years now, I've been a personal trainer. And we work out. So the challenge is the weights and all the different exercises that I would put you on, pull downs, push-ups, squats, sit-ups, right? All the challenge was this constant barrage of exercises that I would put you on and the weights thereof. Well, what are we doing? What am I doing here if I don't challenge you in the spiritual world? So we're going to make the muscle strong in the real world when I'm personal training you, but we're going to make the spirit strong in the spirit world, right? Because we got to make it stronger. So what do we have to do to make that stronger? We have to identify some facts. My sheep hear my voice. So that means God is talking to his sheep. And if you're a sheep, you would hear his voice, wouldn't you? So what's the specific thing, number one, that God has challenged you to do today? If my sheep hear my voice, God's challenging you. God's telling you he wants you to do something for him, right? You didn't think that he didn't want you to do anything. You didn't think that, did you? You didn't think that this was just a free ticket by being afraid of hell and saying I'm saved. That's just a free ticket to heaven. Did you think that? So don't you think you should do something like, produce something for him? He's asking you, he's talking to you. It's right there in the Gospels. Go and spread the word into every creature on the nation. Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's partly salvation. And in doing that, we have to disciple people along the way. So what is the specific thing that God has challenged you to do in totality in your life and also today? What did he do? What did he challenge you? Number 2, have you passed it forward? Have you challenged someone? Because what happens is God works through us. Like I'm telling you right, like I'm asking you right now. So God's working through me to challenge you. But what about you? God's going to work through you to challenge others, right? God's going to do all to the glory of God, right? So have you challenged other people by passing it forward and challenging or encouraging other people today? Very important to do. We have to do that. We have to do that. Challenge people in a good spiritual way. So on Monday's show, I offered statements you could share with someone. Today, I offer questions to ask yourself. Which of the following questions are relevant to helping you move forward? So now we're gonna move forward spiritually. We're gonna challenge ourselves. We're gonna flex that spiritual muscle by doing some of the following. Okay. So here we go. It's a statement. What's relevant? What of the following statements are relevant for you? Do I truly believe in myself? You believe in yourself. Do I truly want to better my life? The narrow road, wide is the gate that leads to destruction. It's the narrow is the path that leads to salvation. It's going to be some work. You're going to have to believe in yourself. It's going to be some work. It's going to be some work. You're going to have to really, truly believe in yourself. You're going to have to work hard for this. We need that spirit. We need to have that spirituality strong. You know how Yoda, he's the littlest guy on the television screen, Star Wars. He's also the strongest. So I don't want to hear anything. When it comes to the spiritual world, you could be a powerful person. You can do this. No excuses. Strong. Be strong in the spirit. So do you want to better your life? Do you believe in yourself? Do you pray for yourself? You should start. Pray for yourself. Lord, help me to be a better person. Help me to have a better, closer walk with you. And again, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And watch and see if it happens. Because if your treasure doesn't change, maybe it's just talk. You're just talking the talk. You're not walking the walk. You're not walking the talk. You're just talking the talk. This is hopefully helpful. So pray for yourself. Ask him to bring you to places where your treasure can be right there. And it's self-evident to everyone around you. So you say, was I the one that was wrong? Am I actually truly sorry? And would I make amends with joy and humility? This is a tricky one, right? Because first you have to realize that you were wrong. You have to realize it in your soul. I was wrong, and I need to go make amends to that person. Instead of just puffing up my chest and zipping my lip and just hoping that it'll go away. Since a couple of years have gone by, and it doesn't. There's no reason to stir the pot and make it worse. No, you need to go apologize. So that's what it means, right? You're stirring the pot, but in a good way. You're now making amends to the pain that you've caused and the foolishness. See, so many things in life are passive, right? The passivity of life. And those passive decisions that you make may have hurt someone. So it's like, I didn't actively hurt that person, but maybe you passively did. I see it every day, all day long. Passivity is controlling most of our lives. The passivity of choice. Instead of the active, like I'm actively choosing to do this good, but you passively choose to ignore a good. That passivity is so important to understand it, put it in your head and realize, wow, my passivity it actually hurt that person. When I could have been active, I sat on the sidelines. So that's just something to think about. So you have to say, I was wrong. That's so hard to say, but you have to say it out. You say it to yourself first. You say it to yourself first, then you say it to the other person. I was wrong. You set up a time. You set up a coffee date, right? And you say, we've got something to talk about. Trust me, don't worry, don't be upset. It's going to be good. Trust me, this isn't going to be a stressed meeting. This is going to be wonderful. I've got to get something off my chest. And you sit them down and you say, I was wrong. Look at them in the face. This isn't just like some text that you would do, right? A text sorry, or email sorry. No, this is face to face. I don't care how many miles you have to travel. Try to do it. Face to face. I am sorry for this, whatever that might be. And be specific and open yourself up. Open yourself up. You are, unless you're not really sorry. It's real simple, right? It's real simple. Everything's real simple. And then, so to double that up, you're actually saying, I'm truly sorry. So I was wrong. That's one. I'm truly sorry. And then as the back end, I would like to make amends with joy and humility. And making amends is the true test. Making amends. If you're not willing to make amends, then you are not sorry. End of statement. Full stop. If you're not willing to make amends, you are not sorry. It's that simple. Everywhere in Scripture, everywhere in the Bible, amends has to be made. And so you've got to break the bank to make amends. You've got to do whatever it takes to make amends. You have to do whatever that person needs to. Ask them, what can I do for you to make amends? Sometimes you'll get an answer that, no, nothing. Well, guess what? I still believe you should do something. I still believe no matter what they say nothing, don't worry about the saying you're sorry was enough. I still think you should go above and beyond. Say, you know what? I'm still gonna make amends somehow. That's just straight up where you need to be with apologies. Where America needs to be, where the world needs to be with apologies. That's the way it should be. All right, so have I forgiven myself? Here's another statement. Have I forgiven myself? Good question. Have you forgiven yourself? Am I truly thankful for God for what He has done for me, not for what I have done for me? I'm thankful that what I've done for me. Well, what about He's done for me? So He gives you health. He lets you breathe. And therefore, you go do things, but He's the one who's putting the spirit, the life in you, I should say, the life in you to actually go do it. So are you truly thankful for what He has done for me? And then here's one. Is there someone I need to show love to tomorrow? Could you show love to someone tomorrow? Is there someone that you need to show love to? That'd be a good one to answer. Why do I question God's love for me? Do you question God's love for yourself? Ask it. Ask yourself. Do you question it? When the Nostradamus show comes on, are you all up in that? Just a weird kind of off the rabbit trail, right? There's a rabbit trail for you. Is that more important than worrying about God's love for God's love for you? It's probably off the trail too much. So do I question God's love for me? Why have I not acted on God's plan for me? First, you have to know God's plan. And then my sheep hear my voice. My sheep hear my voice, and the people that are His sheep would know His plan because you can hear His voice. And if you have no idea what God's plan for you is that then I pray that you start taking the veil down between you and God and create a personal relationship with Him and get back to where you need to be so you can hear His voice and act on His plan for you. Because He has one. He has a plan for you. What purpose does God have for me today? I'll tell you what purpose does God have for me today? Answer that question every morning when you wake up. God, what purpose do you have for me today? I want to know it. I want to know it. I want to live for you, God. All right, guess what? Yes, we're live. We're live tonight, and it's fixing to go up in podcast as soon as I get finished. And we'll be live on Friday night, okay? We'll be live on Friday night. And then, of course, Sunday Jam is Sunday at 8 a.m. Better refresh that page and get on live and put it on the background. Put it on the Bluetooth speaker. Get your shower. You're listening to 15 live songs, okay? So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining my church prep family. I'll see you live Friday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. To God be the glory.